this episode of Off the Script Extra. TNA loses Broken Matt Hardy, Brother Nero, and Drew Galloway in a span of 48 hours. What the fuck is going on at Impact Wrestling? Also, massive confusion over Broken Matt Hardy's character. Who really owns the rights to the broken gimmick? All this plus so much more right here on Off the Script Extra.
Fill your glasses up and put your headphones in, because it's time for Off the Script. And all you fucking goons and assholes, get in line and hit subscribe, because it's time for Off the Script. Hit the like button and share it around. You can even pull your fucking pants down, because it's time for Off the Script with JD from New York 206, because it's time for Off the Script, because it's time for Off the Script.
What is going on, guys? JD from New York here. Thank you so much for tuning back into the channel. Major news today. Drew Galloway, Broken Matt Hardy, and Brother Nero, Jeff Hardy, no longer a part of Impact Wrestling. They are finished with TNA, man. News broke on Monday, and this is news that I knew was going to come sooner rather than later. Actually, I was hoping for it, but, you know, their contracts were up, and we were all waiting. Everybody knew. If you've been reading the dirt sheets, if you've been reading the newsletters, if you've been fucking paying attention to the internet, and you're in and out of the wrestling news sites, you know the Hardy Boys contract has been coming up, and there really hasn't been anything about their status. There are little tidbits here and there. Yesterday was finally the first big breakthrough in any information regarding the Hardy Boys, and it wasn't really good for TNA at all. Ryan Satin and Pro Wrestling Sheet uncovered the dirt. They gave you the exclusive yesterday on Monday morning. We're going to go over all that as well, plus Drew Galloway. Drew Galloway is no longer with TNA. He's done. He walked away amicably. He did not burn any bridges. It looks like TNA is looking to burn the bridges of both Jeff and Matt Hardy, which I don't really agree with. I don't necessarily agree with that type of tactic when you're trying to sign two guys, or at least we're trying to sign two guys that literally kept your company afloat and did everything that they could to save TNA. Without the Hardy Boys, TNA they'd be dead. They'd be nowhere. We wouldn't even be talking about TNA right now if it wasn't for the Hardy Boys. What else does that company have going for it? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. They have absolutely zero going for it outside the Hardy Boys. And that's the God-honest truth. The God-honest truth. Now, I don't know the entire story outside of what Ryan Satin is talking about. I really don't. None of us do. But the way Matt Hardy is, yes, he's in character. Yes, he is playing up to his creation. But underneath the wrestling character that you see on Twitter, underneath every tweet that he sends out, there's that type of attitude where you know this guy is genuine, where he's very loyal to those who he has worked with and helped. He's very modest, and he's just humble about everything that's come his way and all the success that he has seen come his way. I mean, look at his tweets. I'm going to go over some tweets now for Matt Hardy, or from Matt Hardy. This is dating back to earlier on Monday. The first thing he sent out was, and I quote, "It shall be an intriguing week for the professional wrestling industry." Then he went on to say, later on in the afternoon, "Nothing will stop us from deleting the title reign of the hashtag Bucks of Youth. For you spot monkeys, it's over." He went on to say, an hour after that, "My stint with At Impact Wrestling was delightful. Exceptional talent and locker room. A great, respectful team that worked hard in tough times. I wish At Impact Wrestling all the best going forward, especially the industrious talent. I hope they're all treated with respect and fairness. Anything is possible in my broken universe. Anything. I have never been more awake. The creative renaissance is merely beginning." So you know Matt Hardy is very genuine underneath all these tweets, especially the last few ones about Impact Wrestling being delightful and that the talent and locker room was exceptional, that he hopes that they're treated with respect and fairness. Something that Ryan Satin is reporting that TNA did not show Matt and Jeff. They showed it to Drew Galloway, but for some reason they didn't show it to the Hardy Boys. We're going to go over everything, man. I'm going to try and be as fair in my assessment of this story as possible, but when I hear something like this, coming from a credible source like Ryan Satin, who has leaked many stories before Dave Meltzer in the last year or two. He's been on top of certain things and exclusive to that newsletter first. I have no reason to believe why what he's reporting is not true. When I hear something like Matt and Jeff being mistreated and treated unfairly and just being told, you know what, we don't give a shit. Do what you want. We don't need you. That shit irks me, man. Because I used to be the head of a company. Well, I was a store manager. And when you're in retail, you see people come and go. And, they say that everybody is replaceable. You're just a number. You're just, a paycheck. We'll go out and find somebody to do the job, just as good as you, but for cheap. For less. I don't agree with that whatsoever. In some situations, yeah, maybe. But do you realize how hard it is to find talent? Do you understand how difficult it is to find somebody with the makeup of Matt and Jeff? Do you understand how difficult it is to find something like he explained, a renaissance? This is a renaissance of Matt Hardy. And this could have been a renaissance of TNA. But after what I read to you, reported from Pro Wrestling Sheet, you guys are probably going to say, I'm never supporting TNA ever again because they're a bunch of fucking assholes. And we'll go over the Drew Galloway situation as well. I just wanted to read those tweets because, actually, I got Monday Night Raw on in the living room, and I couldn't give two shits about the show. Fucking awful. Absolutely awful. So we're going to do this. I figured, you know what? I want to do a video for tomorrow. I want to get you guys set up. And here we are. Those are the tweets that Matt Hardy has sent out. If I hear anything else, obviously I will report it on Off the Script Friday, going into Sunday. We got Fastlane this Sunday. It's going to be a big weekend. But before we get into anything, I want to thank everybody for showing me support, man. Thank you so much all week, Off the Script. Massive numbers, as always. Parts 1 and 2 went live at 11 a.m. as usual. Part 3 went up a little bit later on Sunday, man, because I was coming back from Atlantic City. We uploaded around 9:30. So if you guys missed that at all, it was the big story on Tom Phillips, the Tom Phillips sexting scandal. So make sure you guys go and check that out as well. There's a story in there about why Brock Lesnar quit the UFC. Shocking reason why Vince McMahon told him to step away from UFC and concentrate on WWE full-time. All that and more in Part 3. Go and check that out. Link will be in the video with that annotation that you see in the top right corner of the screen. I also want to thank everybody for showing love to Audible. They are sponsoring this exclusive podcast today, Off the Script Extra. I'm going to give everybody 30 days free to try the service out. All you have to do is go through the sign-up process, and you are golden, man. Over 180,000 books to choose from. A lot of them are wrestling-related. You guys can even cash in on AJ Lee's new book, again, I always fuck it up, man. Superpower is my crazy. I must be, Crazy is my superpower. AJ Lee, you can pre-order that book, 1, 2, 3 with the sign-up process. audibletrial.com/offthescript. Make sure you guys go and do that, man. And no matter what happens with the 30-day service, if you guys want to cancel before the 30 days is up, you're not going to be billed, and you get to keep your audiobook for free, man. You can't beat that. Daniel Bryan, Shawn Michaels, Chris Jericho, Mick Foley, JTG, Hulk Hogan, Brock Lesnar. You guys got fucking the Death WCW on there, man. You got Dusty Rhodes. A bunch of wrestling stuff on there, man. Really, check it out. audibletrial.com/offthescript. And if you guys are following me on Twitter, at JD from NY206, tweet me what book that you cashed in on, and I'll automatic retweet you guys every single time. Thank you for that. Let's get into this story, man. We're going to cover this Drew Galloway story first before we get into the broken Matt Hardy situation. The Drew Galloway story isn't really all that, newsworthy. He wanted something better for himself. He said goodbye to TNA, and they went their separate ways with, no problems between the two parties. Impact Wrestling will no longer feature Drew Galloway. And Pro Wrestling Sheet is confirmed it's partly because the company lagged on offering him a new deal. Every time I hear that word lagged, it reminds me of memories of me being sniped on fucking standoff by some fucking pussy in the window of the barn. Just sitting there, aiming down sight as I'm rounding the corner with my fucking AN-94. He fucking, boom, dead. Fucking assholes. I'm getting the itch to play Call of Duty again. I really am. Maybe I'll throw a Throwback Thursday up every now and then. I think you guys will like that. Anyway. Impact Wrestling was lazy in getting Drew Galloway a new deal. They must have figured, listen, he's not that important to us. Or maybe that he is important to us, but we want to kind of we're in no rush. He's probably not going to go anywhere. We'll offer him a sweet deal. And meanwhile, while they were fucking being lazy with it, he was probably looking for other options because he's got a fucking wife, he's got a kid, he's got a family. He wants to know, listen, what's going on? I got to secure their future. I got to make sure my family's all right. You guys aren't giving me nothing to work with here. I got to go out and look for a job. My time is coming up. So they were lazy on offering him a new deal. Galloway tweeted on Sunday, "Thank you at Impact Wrestling for these past 2 years and everything we achieved together. I'll miss everyone and I'll see everyone down that long road again." Now, Pro Wrestling Sheet and Ryan Satin says that his sources tell them that the two sides split amicably. The door was left open for a future return, but his contract is set to expire in a few weeks. Galloway felt like he had to make a hard decision for his family due to the last-minute offer by TNA. According to Pro Wrestling Insider and Mike Johnson, Impact officials made the promise of making Drew one of the company's top stars if he resigned. Clearly, he did not. I want to go over this last line here. According to PW Insider, Impact officials made the promise of Drew becoming their top star if he resigned. Like that's some incentive to re-sign with TNA. What are you fucking kidding me? I want to see all the fucking TNA fucking Mountain Dew drinking, Dorito fucking finger licking, pimply faced, fucking haven't seen the light of day, haven't seen a fucking pair of breast virgins come at me for making fun of their product. TNA is fucking awful. Okay? They're awful. The only reason why I did anything TNA related was simply because of Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy. That was it. I didn't give a shit about anything else that happened on that television. I had to sit down. It's better if I gotta sit through Raw every Monday night. I had to sit through your fucking shitty pay-per-views and your fucking, your shitty fucking Thursday night program. Now, granted, there was some talent in there, that was like, yeah, he's not that bad. He's pretty decent. But overall, I gotta listen to fucking Josh Matthews and the Pope. Come on, man. The company's got absolutely nothing going for it right now. Zero. Drew Galloway becoming the top fucking guy in the company. Who gives a shit? You're the top guy in TNA. What is it going to get you? Nothing. Doesn't get you to fucking fame. It doesn't get you to fortune. It doesn't get you to spotlight. You know? Oh, he's the top guy in TNA? Okay. Whatever. You know? Doesn't matter. It's like a fucking waste. The TNA World Title, it's worthless. The TNA World Title is worthless. You know? Like, oh, Drew Galloway's going to become the top guy in TNA. It's like me becoming, or I don't know, somebody, you know, becoming the fucking store manager of a fucking chain of stores that has 1,300 fucking stores in the United States. You're one of 1,300. Who gives a shit? Nobody's gonna fucking know who you are. Come on, bro. What kind of incentive is that? Now, I'm not saying that Drew Galloway and TNA were not good for one another. Clearly, there was something of a success here. I'm no dummy. Drew Galloway came out of WWE. They let him go. They didn't know what they had in him. Directionless as fucking all hell. You know? And he was on this pedestal. He was going to be the next big thing. They put him in 3MB. They got rid of him. They didn't know what to do with him. He goes to TNA. TNA, and this is one of the things that they've done right in recent memory, they bring this guy in and they let him free. They let him roam free. Do what you want. Show us what you're made of. So without TNA, we probably wouldn't have the Drew Galloway that we have now. At all. So TNA opened up their doors. They let this guy in. They molded him into what we see today. They shined him up real nice. They got him all ready for the big stage. And they took him, shined him up nice, made him look good, put him on the shelf. And now that he's a free agent, WWE's going shopping. Oh, look at this, a new Drew Galloway. We'll take him. That's all they did. TNA opened up the door, let Drew Galloway do what he had to do to make his brand and build his star, and now they're getting him ready for the big stage. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. That's not going to be acknowledged by anybody, but there's nothing wrong with that. You TNA diehards, you could take that to the grave. Oh, well, we made Drew Galloway. Who gives a shit? Nobody's going to care. Guy's going to go on to win world championships in WWE. Guy's going to fucking rule the world like he should have before they let him go. Who's going to fucking care about whatever he did in TNA? Nobody, but you. Simple as that. That's the fact. That's the truth. All TNA did was get this guy ready. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Miz will give you a participation award at the end of all this. Seriously. So, that's exactly what they're doing with Drew Galloway. I hope that he finds success. And listen, he might not even be coming to the WWE. Who the fuck knows where he's going? I can see this guy in Ring of Honor. I can see this guy in the UK scene just fucking going in and out of fucking countries, ruling the land over there, you know? Maybe he goes to WWE and they position him as the ambassador for that entire fucking part of the world. Who knows? Because you know WWE wants to set up a UK show for the network. Pete Dunne, you got Mark Andrews, you got Tyler Bate, Wolfgang, Trent Seven. They got all these guys signed, right? Maybe they put Drew Galloway over there. Maybe they even bring in Wade Barrett, put him over there. Who knows? You know, that could be a plan that they are trying to get in motion. But I could see Drew Galloway on fucking SmackDown Live, picking up right where he left off. Never mind the Chosen One. This guy's going to come in and fucking clear house. I love to see him on SmackDown. And SmackDown gets Drew Galloway. They're bringing the Hardys. They get the Revival. Come on, man. After WrestleMania, SmackDown Live may be the fucking place to be out of every fucking brand in WWE, including NXT. Going to be a very exciting time for WWE. Not so much for Impact Wrestling. Drew Galloway left TNA, did not accept their contract, which I heard was very handsome, but he didn't want it. They were lazy. He went on and did business for himself. He's going to be an even bigger star than what TNA made him, and congratulations to Drew Galloway. He used TNA exactly for what they are. A ground and a promotion where he could build his star, build his stock, get himself more money when he's primed and ready to go back to where he belongs on the big stage. Nothing wrong with that, bro. I recognize what TNA did for him. So did Drew Galloway. TNA should be okay with that. It sucks that they're losing a big star, though, because this guy's going to be money in 2017. Drew Galloway done with TNA. Moving on to the Hardys. This is the entire situation on the Hardys, man. Broken Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy not re-signing with Impact Wrestling, and they felt dissed and disrespected during contract negotiations, according to Ryan Satin of Pro Wrestling Sheet. Pro Wrestling Sheet has learned that Broken Matt and Jeff Hardy will not be signing new deals with Impact Wrestling, and it's because they felt disrespected during contract talks. Sources with direct knowledge tell us the Hardy Boys agreed to terms on a new deal back in December, but needed a few minor changes and were simply waiting to have the deal finalized. We're told the deal was supposed to be for 1 year in length. Weeks and weeks passed with Matt constantly checking in, but they were consistently given the runaround. Eventually, Matt and Jeff's lawyer told Impact officials that they wanted a creative control clause in their new deals, which was shot down by TNA almost immediately. One source says their lawyer told Ed Norholm there was interest from other parties, and TNA responded by saying, and I quote, "Well, tell the Hardys to go to WWE then." Do you believe that? Do you fucking believe that? This set Jeff Hardy off, who at the point said he was no longer interested in re-signing. Matt continued talks, but when they sent a new contract last week, it was now a 2-year deal, and terms had been snuck in the contract in which stated they would receive 10% of all his profits outside of Impact. Matt's lawyer said he'd be a fool to re-sign with Impact, so he informed the company he wasn't interested in doing so, but would still come to the TV tapings to write his characters off. However, he was told he was crazy if they'd want him on TV without a contract. TNA now is saying the officials for TNA are currently trying to get their tag team championships back. Also, on the Matt Hardy front, confusion over who owns the name and the character. If Broken Matt wants to continue using the name after leaving Impact Wrestling, he may have a fight on his hands, because right now there's confusion over who owns the gimmick. Now, before I even read any further, there were conflicting reports. I did read months ago that Matt and Jeff did not completely own the broken gimmick. That TNA indeed did own some part of the gimmick, but Matt also owned some part of the gimmick as well. Now, what I'm about to read to you is one party says that Matt owns it, the other says TNA owns it completely. Sources close to Matt tell Pro Wrestling Sheet his current deal gives Impact the ability to profit off of anything already filmed having to do with any gimmick he used throughout the course of his contract. Okay, that's self-explanatory. That's fine. They filmed the final deletion and all this other shit that Broken Matt did even before he became broken. Everything is owned by TNA. They can do with it what they want. It's fine. They could fucking make money off it. They could make documentaries. They could fucking burn it for all we care. They could do whatever the fuck they want with it. But once that's over, according to sources close to Matt, he retains all ownership of his name and gimmick. However, Impact Wrestling sources tell Ryan Satin that this is not the case at all. They claim the current deal that they have specifically states that their company owns all creations of the broken gimmick. But can you really believe these people at all after what they did with Billy Corgan? Can you honestly believe any of these fucking people? They would lie right to your fucking face and fucking laugh at you. They don't give a fuck. So how do you know that they're telling the truth? And also, why would Broken Matt and Jeff sign over creative character and all likeness to TNA for them to have total control over? You think they're that fucking stupid? I don't think so. So TNA right now might be bullshitting, if that's the case. If I was a betting man, I would go with the people who know Matt, saying that he has all control and all ownership of his character. Because I don't see why he would sign that over in any deal, in any contract to TNA. What I read, it's partial. I didn't read anything about it being 100% ownership of the broken gimmick. Now, if they're coming to WWE, I don't know what this means for them and WWE. Because I don't want to see them in WWE if they're just going to be Matt and Jeff Hardy. I don't want to see that at all. This is what Matt is now known for. This is what WWE is going to make money off of. This is what's going to make Matt and Jeff more money 50-fold over anything that they did or would have done in TNA. We don't want to see them back as the Hardy Boys. So I don't know what's going on here. This is a very sticky situation. One party you got saying Matt owns all of it. That's the way the current deal was set up. They can do with anything, you know, that they filmed and have on air already, or whatever the case may be. Whatever they did with Broken Matt already as a contracted worker, they get to keep it. They could show it. They could fucking do whatever they want with it. After it's over, he gets to keep it. TNA saying the opposite. TNA's like, yeah, we got everything that he did, plus we own the character. So who do you believe? Who are you supposed to believe? I just don't think that the Hardys would have signed anything over in any fucking contract, or even would have had the lawyers sign over the fucking gimmick like that. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ludicrous to think of. Now, they previously reported, did Pro Wrestling Sheet, that Matt and Jeff do not plan to re-sign with the company because they felt dissed during the contract negotiations, which we just discussed. As for a possible non-compete clause, the Hardys don't have one. They don't have a non-compete clause. They could show up on any show in any company as soon as next week. So, we don't know what the hell's going on. We don't know who's telling the truth. TNA is being TNA. The fucked up thing is here that they're treating Matt and Jeff like some fucking run-of-the-mill fucking losers that were on the payroll and they didn't do anything to save this company from fucking completely going down like the Titanic. Do you understand, without Matt and Jeff, this company's dead? Dead. And without Matt, Jeff, and Drew Galloway, this company might as well be fucking dead. Who honestly, in this industry, gives a shit about anything TNA? Nobody. There's nobody there that's really gonna strike a chord with anybody outside of fucking Universal Studios. The fucking goons who go there and are given free tickets to watch this fucking shit show live in person. You might have a talented roster, you might have talented people working behind the scenes, but do they honestly love the company enough to fucking save it? If they love the company enough, these guys would be on the fucking payroll by now. We wouldn't be going through contract negotiations. They wouldn't be bickering over gimmicks. You know? Matt and Jeff wouldn't have felt disrespected and would be leaving the company probably for WWE. Drew Galloway would still be with the company. They got lazy in offering him a new deal. Come on, man. This is ridiculous. I hate seeing talent being treated so unfairly. And Matt and Jeff, they're just not regular talents. These guys held this company on their fucking backs all of 2016. Meanwhile, while reinventing and creating himself all over in a new image. Do you know the fucking stress that this guy put himself through to not only get himself over, but to save this fucking company? And this is what they do? Well, go to WWE then. If I was told that in a contract negotiation, I would be long fucking gone. I wouldn't even be anywhere near a fucking pen and paper with that company. Come on, man. That is blatant fucking disrespect, and I hate hearing that, man. You know, and TNA is like that big boss. We'll just go and get somebody else who could do, you know, what Matt and Jeff do in the ring, but better. For cheap. Cheap. You know, because they want to cut payroll. To make money, you got to spend money. You know, your loss is going to be WWE's gain. You know how much money they're going to make off Broken Matt? You know how much money that WWE's going to make off both these guys? Not only did they make the Hardy Boys, they're going to fucking take whatever Matt and Jeff are doing now, mold it, and they're going to fucking present it on a grander stage, even better than what TNA did. And TNA is going to be fucked. Nobody gives a shit about Bobby Lashley as your world champion. Nobody gives a shit about Jeff Jarrett coming into the company and running things again. Nobody gives a shit about Dutch Mantel coming in. Nobody gives a shit about Anthem Sports buying the fucking company. These are nothing but faceless suits who don't give a shit about the fucking company. How this company's still afloat is fucking mesmerizing to me. You know? You're gonna go out and get Magnus. Who gives a shit? Who the fuck cares? You know? The best thing you got in that company right now is DK. That's it. Crazy Steve and fucking Abyss. That's what you got. That's it. Look what you did to fucking Aaron Rex. Damien Sandow. You turned him into the fucking birdcage with Robin Williams. The fuck are you doing over there, bro? Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy. I knew this was coming. I knew this was coming sooner rather than later. And this is I mean, the contract situation is not surprising to me whatsoever. The way they're treating them and what was said. I'm not surprised by that at all after what we've seen TNA do to Billy Corgan. Jesus fucking Christ. If they did that to Corgan, you know, look, I'm not surprised that that's the direction that they took here. Because they don't give a fuck about anybody, clearly. But the gimmick and who owns the gimmick, that's a different thing. I was under the impression that TNA did own some of it, and Matt owned most of it. But TNA is saying they own all of it, and Matt owns nothing. But then again, these are people that you're going to believe? No, I don't think so. I will keep you guys updated on literally everything here regarding the broken Matt Hardy situation. We've been covering it extensively on Off the Script for months. Because this is something, man, I hated the gimmick. I'll be brutally honest with you, man. I thought it was fucking lame as shit. That first month I seen it, I became an instant fan, man. I didn't give it a chance. It grew on me. I watched. I seen what he was doing month after month after month after month. Only reason why he kept any tabs on TNA at all. And then when I met them in person, my respect for them fucking grew immensely to the point when to the point where I can't turn. I would never turn my backs on these guys, man. I know what they are to the wrestling community, to the wrestling fan, and I know how much they appreciate everybody that has gotten them to this point. And all I want to see these guys do is succeed. And if WWE is going to give them the platform to do it, I hope that they do it right. I hope that they give this guy some creative freedom to do what he wants and create. Because that's what wrestling is about. It's about creating, it's about embracing the fans, and it's about having fun. And Matt and Jeff made a fucking mantra. They made a fucking livelihood for the last 2 years out of all that. And if they can't do that in WWE, then I don't want them in WWE. Give them the platform to be who they are and mold them into something greater. Take what they have now and make it greater. Give the fans something that we can fucking be excited about in 2017. Even in their 40s, even in their older years, because they're not going to be around too much longer. You know, Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy, still, this gimmick is a game changer for WWE. I only see huge things coming out of this. Ratings, the fucking profits they're going to make, the dream matches that we're going to get, the promos we're going to get, dude. There's so much overwhelming positive about them coming in, doing this shtick in the WWE than there is negative. WWE would be foolish not to bring these guys in. TNA, they let them go. Apparently they're not deemed important enough. Go to WWE. It's exactly what they're going to do. Jeff had the right idea. I wouldn't even look at TNA. I wouldn't even fucking utter the words Impact Wrestling if they treated me like that during contract negotiations. I'll keep you guys up to date on everything. But Matt is being Matt Hardy, man. Constantly being respectful and humbled and showing the ultimate respect to everybody. Because that's the kind of person he is. Haven't heard anything from Jeff yet, but, you know, this is all going to rely on the shoulders of Matt. Matt's leading the charge in 2017, and Brother Nero will follow wherever he goes. I'm sure of it. Thank you guys so much. If you enjoyed the video, hit that thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Check out Audible, audibletrial.com/offthescript. And I'll be back tonight with SmackDown Live and also more WWE 2K17 content as well right here on the channel. I am JD. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all later tonight for SmackDown Live.